Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of RVCast. I'm your host, Dave Stanley, coming to you live from the inside of the Stanley Streamer as we travel across Maine. And hey, I'm excited to introduce to you our guest today, Lance Moseley. He's a serial entrepreneur and somebody who lives the full-time RV life himself. And so welcome, Lance. It's great to have you on the show.
Thanks. Big fan of your show. It's nice to be on it. Get a little press going on here. So,
hey, thanks a bunch. I really appreciate you taking the time. So, tell us a little bit about your story and your evolution into full-time RV.
Yeah, you know what? I have to say, I was living in Los Angeles. I had a great job. I was an actor there. And then, when you're not acting, you have a job. And I was pulling permits, building hotels and low-income housing in Los Angeles. When COVID went down, it was just like a movie. It was absolutely mind-boggling. And my girlfriend and I, at the time, we said, we're done. I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. She's like, no, we're out of here, man. So we sold everything and got an RV and started out with camp hosting. The best thing about COVID was that the best campsite host used to always be taken over by senior citizens. That's their retirement. And they would get, they come back every year. So because COVID, all of these senior citizens didn't want to be in the best parks. So we started out in Carpinteria on the beach, and we just had to pick up trash on the beach a couple days a week. We got a free spot on the beach. So we're like, oh, this might actually start happening. We went up to Calistoga, California after that, and we were up there for the fires, the big Calistoga fires, which the park we were staying at worked completely, burned the whole outside. They kept the trees, but did a clean burn. It was like World War III. All the propane tanks were blowing up everywhere. So boom, boom from the winery. So crazy experience. And then went off to Silverwood, Arizona, and was an RV park host for a amusement park. So it was an amusement park and then the RV camping across the street. And we're like, okay, well, this is going. Then went off to Cape Cod, spent a summer camp host in Cape Cod, which was amazing. And then I'm like, okay, I like this camp hosting, but I want to work online. And so started working for a company called Moxie Institute, selling professional coaching. And now from all of this, I've worked for a couple of other crazy awesome products. I'm the spokesperson for Container One, and we sell shipping containers. So if you go to Container One, press the video, you'll see me. I work for a startup company called True Claims, where we do, they're called diminished value claims. Your car gets hit by somebody and you can go after getting money back on that. And I'm on fire. So my last big thing that I have to tell you, Dave, right now, Visa, MasterCard, there's a $6.3 billion settlement with 99 days to go. February 4th is the last day. Big chance for people that own credit card company or people that own a business that did credit cards from February of 2004 to February or January of 2019. So I got to do a little pump there. If people want to work for me or you have a business, get the link from Dave. Give me a call. Hit the link. I'll help you make money or save your company money. How's that for an opening pitch?
Oh, that's awesome, Lance. And that's so perfect to what we're talking about here, because I can't tell you how many people that we've run into and, we state, hey, we're on the road full time. And they're like, how were you doing that? And everybody wants to, or most everybody wants to chase that dream, that freedom of actually being able to hit the road and see the world. But they don't have an idea how to figure out how to pay for it.
Right. And the biggest thing out there is finding companies where you can be an independent contractor. You set your own hours. Another one that I just stopped doing was being an appointment setter for solar, people putting solar on their houses and stuff. And it's, it's like anything. You'll jump into some work, some don't. Some you'll put so many hours in and not make money. You work your own schedule though, and I have freedom. I could be sitting in bed making phone calls. So you got to put yourself out there and take the chance of working for free and see which one works for you, but there's ways of making money, but it's not easy. I'm going to be honest with you. It does take some work,
Right. Really, the things that you want to look for is an opportunity that has some great upside.
Yeah, everything I do is
Doesn't have the
residual.
huge, yeah, but
It's
it doesn't have the huge cash outlay at the
yeah,
beginning. One is, oh, hey, I want to open a restaurant, and so I need to go out and borrow $250,000 or pull that out of my savings or whatever, and hope that it succeeds. And the other is like, you know what? Hey, I can just become a rep for Container One, for example. My entry into that, I don't know, what was your entry into becoming a rep?
That's the number one thing. Only things that I do an independent contract with no entry. So these would be literally put in a resume, or I know somebody like me and, try to get in. And they're always hiring because people get in with this big conception they're going to make a lot of money. And I don't make a ton of money selling containers, but I don't work a ton of hours. So it's what you get in, what you get out. But it's something that pays all the bills. I do it when I want to do it. And, that's why you have a couple of different jobs. Like me, I just get bored with one thing. So I work for a couple of different companies. I put a couple hours into each. Phone rings, I'm working on that. Email comes in, I'm working on that. And I have balance because, your office is, I'm outside on a picnic table. I go inside. The RV parks I stay at, I use their convention rooms and stuff when nobody's there. I'm out at the pool. So, it's, you give a little, you get a lot is basically what it is. What you put into it is what you get out of it.
Right. And the whole thing about it is that people that feel like they're trapped in their career or whatever, it's just a mind shift.
Yep.
To be able to say, hey, this is doable. I've got to have something lined up. I've got to have some skills in that way. And your skills, starting out as an actor, that in and of itself, that's a tough go. That you learn certain skills as an actor.
How to listen,
to get by,
how to listen to people you're talking to. And there's so many customer service opportunities out there for people that aren't as ambitious or outgoing like me, that you can get into a good call center. And just anything where you're making 10, 15, 20 bucks an hour. And you're just helping people out. And that's great for a lot of the retirees and stuff that, the sales is a little too pressury, and they're always looking for a good voice and a good internet connection, so that's great opportunities.
Yeah. And one thing that I've noticed is, as we've been on the road, is, you meet a lot of people and they're doing some gig to pay for their lifestyle. And this has been anywhere from IT code writers to bookkeepers. All of these things have an aspect to them that can be taken on the road and be done remotely. And it's just a matter of getting creative on how to work that angle.
Yeah, it really is. And I just hear everybody's got, just something little that they're taking with them. And consulting seems to always be a big one that a lot of retirees, they come with a lot of knowledge. They're useful for a lot of things. I'm always picking everybody's brain on, especially working at fixing RVs and stuff. I'm not quite the handyman. So, help me fix the air conditioner. Oh, what, how's the toilet going?
Right.
Where's that smell coming from? So, there's so many neat opportunities. You just got to talk with people is really what it is.
Yeah. It's getting a little creative and being willing to open your mouth, really.
Yeah.
So let's go back to your beginnings. Where are you originally from?
So originally from a small town outside of Akron, Ohio. Went to play college baseball, did a stint in Iowa, ended up playing at Georgia State, got on my first TV show, and it's like, I knew I was going to Hollywood. Worked for Budweiser for the Olympics in '96. And then I got a gig traveling the country, auditioning dogs for TV commercials for Kibbles and Bits. I was supposed to do the East Coast, but the guy doing the West Coast got hired on MTV's TV show called Unplugged, which it was just started. Like, it was they did the pilot and then they picked up the show and he got to work on that. They said, Lance, do you want to do the West Coast? Lo and behold, I got to go to the West Coast in Los Angeles. I met the sales rep. I was the client, the sales rep for Rick D's radio station. Rick D at the time was the man. Yeah. And we were auditioning dog. That was where we did our PR. That lady, she loved me so much and my energy. She had a huge house in Mulholland Drive up in the Hollywood Hills. She let me rent out a wing of her house, a room of her house for the first year. And I was there for 28 years as an actor, Lance from LA.com. And that COVID was the greatest thing because Tampa has a very vibrant acting community here. And so I'm back here where my agent is so I can get work, 60 miles
Yeah.
outside of it. But, we've been traveling for 4 years on it around the whole United States. I've been to every state except Vermont.
There you go.
Yeah. So that's
There
kind
you
of the
go.
story. Just a doer and a shaker, like being an actor, you never know where your next dollar's coming from, which really gave me that entrepreneur lifestyle. Like, if I'm not making it, nobody's giving it to me.
Right. Right. Yeah. You just got to put yourself out there in whatever it is that you're doing. Right.
Yep.
So, what would be the most notable acting gig that you've been involved with?
What? I have done just so many, just smaller. And my biggest thing that was really cool was I sold products on TV for 3.5 years, and that was awesome. And then home when the 2008, when everything went downhill from the housing crash. The biggest thing was people weren't buying jewelry and products. And back in the day, there were like 10 shopping networks. And from that, it got weaseled down to like the HSN, QVC, which HSN is here. And I've been trying to get on that, and QVC, like getting closer to letting them getting that audition. They know I'm there for years. So one of the funniest things, I used to host a TV show on the Playboy channel. My naughty days called Naughty Amateur Videos. That was fun. And then just a lot of, day player work, a TV show called Rodney and Savannah, and, a lot of independent stuff. But I'm a big traveling MC host, TV host guy, is the side that's made me more money. And I just basically do it all, the bad guy to make you smile. They call me the Jim Carrey lookalike at one time. So
there you go. So do you have a favorite job that you've been involved with?
Yeah, it's being free. That's the job.
Right.
Selling jewelry and products on TV was really fun. The reach was awesome. The pay was amazing. I was off the hook. My personality sold, and that was great. So I, really to this day enjoyed that. And then anything that's pumping cash and making money is what I like the most that day.
Right, for sure. Well, hey, let me tell the audience here how Lance and I got introduced. So Lance reached out to us, curious about any sales opportunities through CurbNTurf. And I'm going to present the opportunity and then give Lance an opportunity to comment on what makes this attractive, so that it's not just me saying, oh, hey, you got to do this. So CurbNTurf has it's called a grow extension that anybody who wants to really pursue getting hosts sign on with CurbNTurf. And for those not familiar with CurbNTurf, we're simply a company that matches landowners with RVers, and landowner that has a place to stay, an RVer that needs a place to stay. The app just brings them together, and it's a portal to do that. So similar to any gig economy like Uber Eats, Airbnb, whatever, the owner of the property would set the price for what they are going to charge for a person to stay there. And then, of course, a percentage of that comes back to CurbNTurf. Well, we are in a situation where we need a lot of hosts because you've got to have the hosts before the users will jump on and use the app. And so we've opened up this grow extension where people that recruit property owners that sign up as hosts on CurbNTurf get to participate in the revenue that CurbNTurf generates. And so that's kind of it in a nutshell. So tell me from your perspective, and particularly the perspective of being a serial entrepreneur who has gone after a number of these opportunities, how does this look to you? What's intriguing with the opportunity?
So, I reached out to Dave, and I was like, what's really nice about this, as far as me coming in and going after and finding people that have property that, one, could be an extra income for them. Nothing like having a residual income where it's there and people are coming. As far as like me as a salesperson, it's not a get rich scheme. This is something, I'm in a position where I'm RVing all the time. I'm meeting so many people, and a lot of people that are RVing are retired. They have nice houses. They have other land. And like we said before, how do you find other part-time jobs? Well, you're renting out a couple spaces on your property, or you're walking around the parks that I'm at right now, talking to a few people, and I can say, hey, you have land, I heard. Have you thought about putting a couple RVs out there and making some money while you're going away? Now I have it. Well, now here you go. Here's an opportunity. So for me, and how I'm going to work with Dave is like, this is something that I'm going to be working with Dave for years, because there's events coming up. I have a couple ideas of how I can get this out to more people. And my big thing is I'm not putting money into it as far as advertising and things like this. I have ways of just talking to the right people and getting it out there. It helps people, which means they'll probably let me stay there for free, saying, Lance, thanks for letting me know about this. Not enough people know about it. And so many people would use it, because right now, there's a SIP camp out there. And I was one of the first ones on that, and saw how that grew fast. So people want an alternative. They want, like, best part about on this app is you get one flat fee pricing. So it's not the fee, and then you go to check out and it's a bunch of taxes, and and I'm the huge turnoff for me on that. Girlfriend will look something up and be like, oh, $27. Yeah, let's get it. Oh, $52 after all the fees. I'm like, well, I'll get a hotel and stay instead of somebody's dirty backyard, or I'm scared of the boogeyman. So
Right.
there's great upside, for a homeowner for sure. And people like me being a rep, hey, $1, $2 from every night somebody stays, but you get 100 of those under your belt, and you
Yeah.
got a lot of friends and a lot of places to stay.
Yeah, I really appreciate you bringing that up, because this is not oh, hey, here's a trinket, sell it, you take a commission off of it, right?
Right.
And then the trinket's gone and you're done, right? This is truly a residual opportunity, to where any host that's brought on through your involvement, for perpetuity, you get to participate anytime a person makes a reservation and stays at that location. So from your perspective, you've probably done both, the onesie times, hey, let me sell this product, I'll take a percentage, but then that's it, versus those products that generate a perpetual income. The one has some immediate cash involved, right? The other is a trickle. However, once that trickle starts, you have to do absolutely nothing
And
to
yet,
keep that trickle going.
I love that you say that, because that's how I balance the jobs, the careers that I have now, the independent contractors. I have ones, like selling a container, boom, one off, I get money in my pocket. It's good. I consistently sell a container, money's coming in. The true claims one, I built a book of business where it's automated. The auto body shops use that software. I get it cha-ching, goes into my bank account, fully automated. And we're only 6 months, 8 months into that one, and the potential is just ridiculous, because there's nothing like it. So right on what you said, man. I'm always looking for that. I don't have to do that work. I've got this auto body shop. They use me once a month. That's okay. $100 in my pocket, $100 in my pocket. And they add
Right.
up. But you need a balance, because you can't, that residual takes time, and
Right.
amount of effort will put money in your pocket.
Right. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing your perspective and your experience on that, because you have done it.
Yep. I'm still doing it.
Done it all.
And the
Right.
best advice to young RVers is RV people love to help. Ask
Yeah.
questions. You can't ask a dumb question in the RV world.
Right. Oh man, I've found that out for sure. So as we kind of wrap up here, Lance, given the wealth of experience and knowledge that you have, is there a nugget of wisdom that you kind of live by, that you'd care to share for anybody who is considering, or they may be currently in this entrepreneurial thing and trying to figure it out, or considering to take the leap and jump into it?
Yeah, you know what? You've got to just make sure all of your bases are set. Because the first thing you're going to jump in, and this is what I hear more so now, didn't know how much it was going to cost me. People think you're going to get on the road and I'm going to get to a spot. No, if you don't plan right and really have where you're going to be for the whole entire year, you're really setting yourself up for failure, because you've got to understand, unless you're just super loaded and really don't care, that's one thing. But you have to prepare, especially the RV spots during prime time. You know, it's going to cost you more. Are you going to be closer to your destination? You're going to park outside of it, drive in. And then a lot of them will be like, oh, you can be here 5 days, but we're booked every weekend through football season. And you're,
Right.
oh, I forgot, you know, Tuscaloosa, you know, Alabama, you're going to get, they're sold out for 2 years.
Forget about it.
RV park on the home games, you know? So
Right.
you got to
Yeah.
think it through, talk to people, do your due diligence on your research, and, you know, have a game plan. And, you know, we kind of winged it the first 2 years learning it. And now it's like, we're professional RVers. We give out more advice than we take in. And that's when you get the pro card.
Right. Right. And that's one thing that you find in the RV community is that there are people with a wealth of experience and a wealth of knowledge, and they're more than happy to share that.
Yeah. And that's a great way to get places, you know, off the grid that you meet people and they're like, oh yeah, come throw your RV in our yard for a week. Boom.
Yeah.
You know, we've got more invites over 4 years to just, you know, come plan it up. And you've given how many people actually have a pad, and, you know, so they're like, yeah, we'll move yours there. Woo! Rumble in the jungle.
Whoa, that was a rough one.
Yeah, it was.
Right. I think we hit about 10 possums or something.
Right.
No, those were just rattles in the road. But yeah, hey, and you bring up a great point. You know, just as an example, Tuscaloosa, Gainesville, you know, home game football. Hey, if you've got a home near the stadium, open up a part of your property and become a host for RVers.
Yeah.
And tailgate with the best of them. And the RVers are going to love it because they've got a place to stay and either be able to jaw with you if you're for the other team or to celebrate together. And it's a lot of fun when you get into those tailgating situations.
Oh, yeah.
And all sorts of stuff. So, hey, this has been a real pleasure, Lance. And for any of your listeners that want to become hosts, of course, you can share with them your links. Check out the show notes here, and you'll see the CurbNTurf extension that Lance has set up to become a host and have Lance as your guru on that. And of course, anybody out there that's looking for an entrepreneurial opportunity, feel free to reach out to me and we can set you up as a CurbNTurf Grow ambassador. And so,
love it.
Hey, this has been a real pleasure, Lance. You've got a very...
All right. Feel like buddy. Feel like friend to the end right now.
Yeah. You've got a great vibe. I love it. And I wish you the best of success in everything you do. Look forward to seeing you on that major motion picture.
Ever's coming
contract.
to you.
Well, you never know.
Nope.
So, hey, anybody out there, like I say, reach out, check the show notes, and we'll put all of Lance's contacts. If you're looking for a container, anything like that, then you can reach out to him directly. Thanks again for joining in on this episode of RVcast. And until the next time, we'll see you on the road.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of RVcast. We hope you enjoyed hearing about our latest adventures on the road.
And don't forget, if you're itching to explore unique and interesting RV destinations, be sure to download the CurbNTurf app.
That's right, CurbNTurf, it's your go-to for finding those hidden gems off the beaten path. And hey, if you own property and you want to share your slice of paradise with fellow travelers, why not become a host yourself?
Absolutely. Just head over to CurbNTurf.com/start hosting to get started, or reach out to us for more information.
Yeah, and you don't want to miss a future episode, so be sure to subscribe to RVcast so that you never miss a beat.
Until next time, happy trails and safe travels.
We'll see you on the road.